at SlatorCon Silicon Valley. I'm here with Pramod Gosavi, the Senior Principal at Blumberg Capital. Pramod, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Really excited to hear your impressions about all things language AI, but I think let's take a step back first, thinking about the current AI cycle, which started sort of 3 years ago now. Where would you say we are within that cycle?
Yes, I would say like the rubber is hitting the road right now, where you see some good use cases that are taking traction, they are going into production, and some of these companies are making a lot of money, like tens and hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So we are at a stage where, we are seeing what works, what does not work. And also the cost of the LLMs are going down. So that actually takes us into a much more rapid growth because it's not limited by the cost of LLMs anymore.
Right. Interesting. And then zooming in on language AI, I think some people might think this is all table stakes now, or kind of a solved problem as part of a bigger, more broader AI solution. But do you identify any defensible areas within language AI? And if yes?
Yeah, so I would say two things, right? So one is, I think, in terms of if you're just doing language and speech to text, like a lot of the transcription tools like Zoom and others, right? So that's become more of a commodity.
Sure.
But the minute you actually integrate that with something of a workflow or like a system of record, like for example, we are talking to a logistics company, so they're talking to the brokers on phone with these AI agents, right? So if you can transcribe the conversation and you can update your system of record, you can update the route and everything, then it becomes 10x more powerful. It's no longer a transcription tool. So first is, I think, very important is integrations with environment. That's what I call it, like system of record and system of operations. So that's number one thing, is just don't do like a transcription translation product. And the number two is, I think, focusing on cases where there's an incentive on both the sides to make it work, right? Like for example, I was just talking to this property management startup, and if something is broken, you're so frustrated, like you want to get on a call, and if you don't have the other person, but at the same time, if you have an AI bot, you would actually incentivize to talk because you have a need, and you would rather talk to the AI agent and give all the information rather than wait for an agent, right? So I think that the second part of like having incentives on both the sides to make that sound and audio solution work is very important.
And also, I mean, we're here, we've got startup founders, among others, at the conference today. What tips would you have for them in terms of maybe how to communicate with investors, or what would it take for investors such as yourself to get excited about some of the products that are being built in the realm of language AI right now? Yeah,
so we are looking at actually, so a lot of the initial wave was just doing something very obvious, like transcribing Zoom. AI SDR is another one where people are calling their customers and everything, right? So those are like very common use cases that we already know. I think my advice to founders is just go and figure out some new use cases, right? Where you didn't have anything existing, like the receptionist is a good idea, where this people are just sitting there at the desk all day, taking calendar appointments and others, right? And then there are other use cases like, for example, like one of my friends was telling about pharma sales, right? So if there's a need on the other side, even if an AI bot makes a call, they still take it, right? So there's a lot of these use cases where it was pretty heavy on humans, but you don't need to have humans, even if it's an AI bot, the other side will pick up the call.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pramod. Thanks for being here.
Thanks a lot, yeah.
Cheers.